This side-by-side chart shows the financial reality of the environmental health and safety field. On the bottom, a baseline uncertified salary. On top, the certified salary. Earning a top-tier certification adds a $20,000 to $30,000 premium to your base pay every single year. To break through that six-figure ceiling and move into senior roles, you have to choose a board certification. For most professionals, that comes down to two heavyweights: the Certified Safety Professional, or CSP, and the Certified Industrial Hygienist, or CIH. Both of these exams require a massive upfront investment. You're looking at around $700 in initial application and testing fees, plus hundreds of hours of intense study time. Choosing the wrong path for your background results in wasted time and capital with zero return. The choice between the two represents a split in your career DNA. On one side, you have the CSP, the management powerhouse built for corporate strategy. On the other, the CIH, the technical PhD of safety built for scientific mastery. Keep in mind, this video is for educational purposes. We are looking at industry averages that fluctuate based on your location and employer. You should always verify current exam requirements directly with the BSCP and the BGC. The choice between a CSP and a CIH dictates your daily workflow and your lifetime salary ceiling for decades. You are selecting a fundamental career trajectory rather than just picking a better credential. The CSP targets the executive track generalist. If your goal is to manage people, build a company-wide safety culture, and eventually lead an entire EHS department, this is your track. The prerequisites for the CSP reflect that broad leadership focus. You need a bachelor's degree in any field, an underlying credential like the ASP or GSP, and 4 years of professional safety experience. The exam itself zeroes in on safety management systems. Instead of testing you on complex scientific formulas, it evaluates your ability to handle broad risk assessments, design emergency response plans, and lead organizational change. Passing the CSP provides access to overarching leadership roles. We are talking EHS manager or safety director titles across massive, talent-hungry sectors like commercial construction and heavy manufacturing. This scale shows the primary trade-off of the CSP track. Because the educational barrier allows for degrees in any field, you are competing against a much wider funnel of applicants. This competition results in a slightly lower starting median salary floor, which typically sits between $98,000 and $105,000. By going the CSP route, you accept a lower starting baseline early in your career in exchange for maximum industry reach and a path toward the C-suite. On the flip side, we have the CIH. This is for the technical optimizer, the professional who prefers hard science, pinpoint exposure assessments, and complex data modeling over broad people management. The prerequisites for the CIH act as an immediate filter. You need a heavily STEM-focused bachelor's degree and a documented 180 academic hours specifically in industrial hygiene. Then you face a grueling 5-hour exam dominated by analytical chemistry and toxicology. Surviving that gauntlet qualifies you for technical roles that generalists cannot touch. CIH holders are specifically hired to manage high-stakes chemical, biological, and physical hazards in specialized laboratory or industrial environments. The financial reward for this technical specialization is immediate. A CIH commands a significantly higher median base salary floor, stepping right out of the gate at around $121,000 to $125,000 a year. The catch here is twofold. First, those strict academic requirements lock out a massive portion of general safety professionals from even applying. Second, the daily roles are often narrower in scope, focused deeply on technical evaluation rather than broad corporate strategy. The CIH serves as a highly effective gatekeeper. It trades the broad corporate mobility of the CSP for a lucrative monopoly on specialized hazard management. When you map out your career path, you have to look at the return on investment. Which credential actually yields the highest financial return for the hours of study and the capital you commit to the boards? High-hazard environments with complex chemical risks, like oil and gas extraction, aggressively bid for CIH talent. In these sectors, CIH salaries easily push into the highest percentiles, averaging over $121,000. Aerospace and defense sectors offer a different trajectory. These companies prioritize professionals who can manage site-wide physical risks and robust safety management systems. Here, they favor the CSP, pushing director-level salaries well over $160,000. This regional heat map shows how geography acts as a multiplier. Coastal states with strict regulatory environments like California and Massachusetts, along with major energy hubs like Texas, show the highest concentrations of top-tier compensation for both credentials. What is interesting about the salary data is the long-term trend. Nearly 22% of all CSP holders report annual earnings exceeding $125,000. Over a 10 to 15-year horizon, the management track frequently meets the high starting floor of the CIH. The CSP serves as the primary bridge to executive compensation, appearing as a standard requirement for directors and vice presidents in high-stakes industries. There is a third option for the highly ambitious, becoming a dual threat by acquiring both the CSP and the CIH. This animated ledger tracks the intense upfront cost of tackling both. Between application costs, dual exam fees, and annual renewals, you are looking at over $1,400 in first-year fees alone, not to mention the thousands of combined study hours required to pass. Holding both credentials is the hallmark of OHS professionalism. It allows you to dominate the candidate pool for vice president-level roles, immediately bumping your median salary past $120,000 and accelerating upward from there. The dual threat path requires immense personal sacrifice and a heavy ongoing recertification burden, but it effectively eliminates your competition in the job market and secures maximum career mobility across every industrial sector. If you are a generalist leader aiming for organizational culture and the C-suite, the CSP is your optimal path. It offers the highest long-term ceiling for leadership. If you are a technical optimizer with a STEM background who wants the highest guaranteed salary floor in industries like pharma or tech, the CIH is the required path. To be undeniable in any industry, build a 5-year plan to capture both certifications and merge into that dual-threat VP role. You are trading broad management potential against guaranteed technical exclusivity. If you found this breakdown helpful for mapping your career, subscribe to the HSE Study YouTube channel for more career strategy. Maximum earning power is the result of a perfect alignment between your specific technical strengths and the long-term